3:30 right now. I don't want to be up, but I have an appointment today in Buffalo with the endocrinologist. You guys will come with me. I'll show you as much as I can. I'll explain everything that I can't show you. We'll get into all of that. We got lots of time. Family's gonna meet me at work at 9. Until then, I gotta make some money, but right now, I need some coffee. How much do you guys think it would cost me to get one of those Starbucks kiosks in my house, like they do at Target? I gotta check into that. That would be sweet. Until then, here we go. This makes me happy. Alright, I gotta head off to work now. I gotta work for a few hours this morning, then meet up with the family. Catch up with you guys later on. Alright,
let's go have some fun.
Here. They're gonna meet me. We're gonna get on our way and head up to Buffalo. Alright, and see how things go there. We'll catch up with you. Alright, see you when we get there. Alright, we're here. This wind is crazy, so I'll make this way.
How was your appointment?
The appointment went pretty well. It was actually kind of weird. I got some good news, some intriguing news, and no bad news. So that was pretty cool. We'll get into all of it. It's kind of a lot to recap, really. But anybody who knows me knows exactly where we're at right now. Show them.
What? Oh. I didn't know what you meant.
We're at Starbucks. So, of course, there's no trip out of our house that's complete without Starbucks. So we're going to enjoy that. We'll get on home, fill you back in on everything else that's going on, and we'll see where this day takes us. I need your thoughts on this situation that just happened to us earlier today. So we're in Whole Foods, and our boys, they live for going to Whole Foods. Their very favorite thing to do when we go to Whole Foods, they go to the coffee section because they have these huge barrels of the beans sitting there, and they have like probably 12 or 15 different roasts there, and they absolutely love to scoop a few of them out. They smell them, and they all decide their favorite. A lot of times they have different flavors there, different roasts or whatever, and the boys love to go through. They love to smell them. They love to have that time, so that they live for that when they go to Whole Foods. So today we're at Whole Foods, and they're doing that, and they're smelling them off the scoop, and this woman walks by, and she bends over and looks at them, and she says, "Do you think you should be playing with those coffee beans? I don't think so," and then walks away. And I was like, what are you doing, lady? Who do you think you are, first of all? Second of all, who gives you, or what gives you the right to talk to anybody, let alone my children, that way? I just don't understand. Children are people too, and children deserve respect. Children don't deserve to get talked to that way. Nobody deserves to get talked to that way. I certainly don't talk to them that way. Lisa doesn't talk to them that way. Nobody talks to our kids that way, or at least they shouldn't be. They don't talk that way to other people. And I just don't understand where this whole lack of respect for children came from. Children are people, they're just younger. And we complain about all these kids and the way that they're growing up and the lack of respect and how lazy they are and all this other stuff. But when we treat them that way, what do we expect that they're going to turn into? Well, they're going to act the way that we treat them. And I'm just absolutely floored. Kids deserve respect. Kids are just younger people. They deserve our respect. They deserve to be treated like people. And we need to set that example. Come on, people, step up. Set a better example than that. We want to sit around and complain about the shape of the world, but nobody wants to stand up and change the future of this world. The kids are our future. These kids are going to be grown-ups sooner than later. Before we know it, they're going to be grown-ups. And this is what we're doing to them. This is what we're teaching them, that when they get grown up, they get to wander around and they get to talk all crappy to people. Not my kids. My kids deserve better than that, and my kids get better than that. So for us to go somewhere and have somebody treat them that way, I'm absolutely floored. It makes me sad. It really makes me sad that people think that that's okay. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Let me know what you guys think. I don't know. Alright. Let me know. Down here. Alright, guys. So here's the promised recap. My appointment today went really well. Some of it was just basically as expected. Some of it was a little enlightening, I guess. It was kind of neat. I'll explain it to you. So what's going on, first of all, is I have a pituitary microadenoma. Some of you may know what that is, some may not. It's a real big word to me, and basically I have growth on my pituitary. Now, it doesn't really seem to be causing a lot of symptoms that I have to really deal with. The reason that it was found, though, was I was having some real bad migraines, some bad vertigo spells, a lot of pain in my neck. So it was pretty debilitating at times. I was having some problems. So I got in touch with my doctor, and she put in for me to have an MRI on my brain to make sure that nothing was going on. Nothing bad was going on. So they did confirm that for the most part everything was okay. I do have what's I guess a pituitary lesion or a cyst or something on my pituitary. I've been saying pituitary a lot. Sorry. So they said it was 4 millimeters, and they wanted to do some further testing to find out basically where do we go from here. So they did a little bit of blood work, and everything seemed to be coming back relatively well, or good, I guess, at the time. And then I went to see a neurologist. The neurologist didn't seem to be overly concerned at all. She ordered more blood work, and most of it came back okay. My testosterone came back low, which kind of surprised me. But everything else came back okay. So they forwarded me to a neurosurgeon in Syracuse, which is like 3 hours northeast of here. So the Syracuse office called me, and they said they wanted to see me. I thought it was going to be a record review, but they wanted to see me, which caught me off guard a little bit. I wasn't really expecting that. So they said that they want to see me soon, but they wanted me to see an endocrinologist beforehand. So that's what I was doing today. So now that you're up to speed, I went and saw the endocrinologist. He said 4 millimeters. According to the College of Radiation, they had some sort of acronym for it. I don't remember what it was, but apparently the College of Radiation says that when it's 4 millimeters, that particular size, they didn't say 4 millimeters. They said a size that was much larger than that. I think they said 1 centimeter. I could be wrong. Anyways, mine's 4 millimeters, which is super small. That's why they call it a microadenoma. When it's that small, they don't even recommend a follow-up MRI. They basically just treat it as if it's not there. One of the head doctor that I saw today, he wasn't comfortable with that. He said he still wants to keep an eye on it. Oftentimes they're just nothing, they're just a growth, but sometimes there's something, and he wants to make sure that this stays nothing. If that made any sense to you. It made sense up in here before it came out. So we went over a lot of my symptoms and what's going on, and they seem to think that my low testosterone has something to do with a different issue that I'm dealing with, which we'll get into probably in a different video. It's a lot for one video for today. But we'll get into that a little bit later. I actually have a follow-up on that next Friday. So I'll get into that. It's what's called a varicocele. That explanation is going to be a little tricky. So anyways, low testosterone seems to have something to do with that. The migraines and the vertigo seem to have something to do with the degenerative discs in my neck. most of all of the symptoms I'm dealing with actually don't have anything to do with the pituitary. So the doctor was telling me that it's actually quite common, but a lot of people don't know they have it just simply because they don't have any symptoms, and you don't typically get an MRI for no reason. So um, none of the symptoms that I've been having are actually related to that. They're all related to other issues that I've been having. So I don't really know how to feel about that. I'm kind of happy that the pituitary is okay, obviously, but that just means that I have a lot of other issues to deal with. Uh, so we're still heading down this road to try to figure out what's going on, to kind of unravel all of this web. But as far as my brain goes, for now, seems to be okay, or not any worse than it was. Um, I have to go on February 8th. I have to see a neurosurgeon. Um, so in regards to that, when I saw the endocrinologist today, he was explaining to me that the just simply going that far for a microadenoma is kind of unusual. He said that they may want to see me for my neck issues, that the symptoms that I've been having and the pain that I've been having, they may actually want to intervene surgically. Instead of just, I've been doing physical therapy. A friend of mine is a physical therapist, and he's got divine hands. They're crazy how good he is at his job, and my neck has felt so much better. Um, but they are looking at a longer term fix, so they may be talking about doing surgery on that. Um, I don't know how I feel about that, because as it is right now, it's not really anything that's totally unbearable. And I feel like if I'm going to have surgery on my spine, it's going to need to be a lot worse than it is right now. Um, so I guess that remains to be seen where we head with that. But as far as today, the appointment went really well. Nobody's overly concerned about anything. I have a follow-up in July for the follow-up MRI. I do have to have some follow-up blood work to check a few things um, that were incomplete for today. But overall, as a whole, today's appointment went really well. Nothing to be alarmed about. All of my hormone levels were normal. So I guess the takeaway from this is that I did find out that this pituitary microadenoma seems to be fairly common as far as those things go. It's not really secreting any hormones of its own or inhibiting any hormone secretions of my own. Um, so they were saying that at this point, if it's basically testing negative, then there's really no point in the future where it would test positive for them to be doing any sort of routine follow-up for this one particular anomaly. So that was pretty comforting. I was happy to hear that. As far as the other things go, I have the varicose seal that I'm going to be checking into next Friday. I have to have some blood work done for my hormones, and I do have a follow-up with a neurosurgeon for my pituitary and for my neck issues. That's February 8th. Um, I've been staying pretty proactive on my health. I used to be that guy that would always say, I can deal with it. I can get through it. It's not that big of a deal. But in April of 2017, that whole shenanigans stopped immediately. Um, that was when I was on death's doorstep. That was scary. That was really scary. Um, which I'd be happy to explain all of that. That's a much longer story for a much different day. Um, but that'll be coming along pretty soon. That's what changed my whole life. And so for right here, right now, doing well. Today's appointment was good. Uh, don't forget, please subscribe to the channel so I can continue to put out videos for you guys. I can continue to stay in touch. You can follow along with this journey. You'll get to meet my family a little more, Lisa and the boys, and you'll get to follow along with all of our adventures. So subscribe, like, comment, whole thing. You can find me on Instagram at the Joe Breton. You can find Lisa at Lisa Breton XOXO. Lots more stuff coming at you. Alright, thanks guys.